Hello everyone and welcome to our first event, Women in Energy, that's supervised by the Faculty Advisor of the University of Basra, SPE Chapter, Dr. Amani Jalil Al-Husseini. We are so pleased to joining us. Thank you very much. We introduce ourselves as a group of students of Petroleum Engineering Department at Basra University. I'm Tiba Salah. I'm second stage and I'm communication chairperson. And my colleagues Hawra Muhammad and Fatma Mahdi. Hawra Muhammad is in third stage and she is membership chairperson. And Fatma Mahdi, she is fourth stage and she is communication chairperson. We are proud of our presence in SPE Basra chapter. SPE, Society of Petroleum Engineers, is not for-profit professional organization whose mission is to collect, disseminate, and exchange technical knowledge concerning the exploration, development, and production of oil and gas resources and related technologies for the public benefit, and to provide opportunities for the professional to enhance their technical and professional competence. The Society of Petroleum Engineers SPE Women in Energy Standing Committee was established in 2016 to elevate gender diversity within the oil and gas industry. Today, in our activity, Women in Energy, we will talk about how to break the barrier of fear of working this area, activating the role of women in it, especially in Iraq, defining the problems that can be faced with her, and how to solve them. Advices to develop your career, and in addition to this, we will join a successful oil and gas engineering woman. As you know, the number of women in the energy sector and petroleum especially is a very small number if we compare it with men, but times are changing. Research shows that companies struggle without women in leadership, those which make a point of recruiting female candidates and developing their team outperform those that don't. Plus, women tend to push for greener policies. Among women, that's now an integral component of corporate strategies. Companies know these facts. They are eagerly recruiting and developing female talent. But the women still facing a lot of problem in working in this sector and in Iraq especially. And they are, the first point is the culture. As the prevailing culture and the general view of the way of women's work is not of women hear these practices, and therefore it may be reduce their determination and love for this field. The second point is traditions, which is similar to the culture of our society. For the way of women's work, and this passed down from generation to generation, and they are not necessary to be true. The third point is safety. Considering the security situation in Iraq in particular is unstable, and it's possible for people to be afraid of this point and prefer to work in a place close to their home and family. As we know, the work sites are often far away, and the road may take time or a lot of trouble, and thus take a lot of time far away from her family. And the lack of opportunities that she can get it, whether from getting a job or from companies preferring a man in a specific job, and thus reducing their chances. And also various of problems to prove herself in work. And personal reasons for the woman are other reasons, and this is different depending on her life. And now, how to activate the role of women in the energy sector and change the general view of this work for women, as my colleague Hawra will talk.
Community responsibility. Nevertheless, encouraging women to pursue an energy career path, retaining them, and supporting their professional growth should be a community-wide effort. The need for more public effort, especially when considering the quality of teaching scientific subjects and the necessity to intervene early in the student's academic life. Our responsibility as a society, from parents and schools to universities and companies, necessitates us to make this sector more attractive and attractive to young people. The younger generation needs a better vision of the opportunities available to them and a deeper understanding of the impact they will have by joining this sector. Many sectors have contained to favor men as more appropriate for certain roles. This is because it is the glass ceiling that hinders the advancement of women in occupations, work environments, and sectors dominated by men. When it comes to glass ceiling, we realize that no glass ceiling is more difficult to break than the one what women face in the oil and gas sector. We should talk about how to active the role of women in the renewable energy sector. First, dedicating a project to address the difficulties that women face in the energy sector. Second, adding curriculum related to renewable energy matters at the intermediate and secondary level. Establishing universities or colleges specialized in the renewable energy sector and opening the door for admission to males and females alike. Designating workshops and training courses highlighting the importance of majoring in renewable energy and clean technologies. Increasing the activeness of women's role in the Ministry of Energy and giving them the right to participate as a consultant or as a decision maker. And now my colleague Fatima will talk.
Now we talk about how to develop a women's career. First point, setting goals. Here women must define specific goals and ways to improve their professional life. In particular, so that they work to achieve a certain achievements in their working life. Building self-confidence is very necessary whenever a woman has more confidence in herself. Therefore, she will be stronger in her work and among her colleagues. And embracing the culture and transformation. This is why women are so important to energy today. This is because women make up about half of society and their workforce, therefore, must remain in contact with society and cooperate with every kind, regardless of culture. And now, as my colleague Tiba will talk.
Okay, number 4, leverage your personal strength. Most of us were raised to think that we needed to focus on our weaknesses and weed them out in order to become well-rounded and successful individual. Newer research shows this is the exact opposite of what we should be doing. In fact, those who nurture their strength experience faster growth and are more optimistic, which leads to greater success. It's not a bad idea to recognize when you might not be the best suited person to accomplish a specific task. That's why developing people and building a well-rounded team is essential. However, for the sake of your personal development, you should focus on your strengths and set yourself apart from the pack doing whatever it's that you do best. And number 5, make yourself noticed. Women in energy aren't usually tapped for success. In fact, people in general must carve out their own path and find a way to get noticed. If you are in the early stage of your career, you can do this by leveraging your review to discuss achievement. But as you move forward, you'll need to start considering what it takes to get noticed in the field. And number 6, prepare for pivot. Virtually every woman who has ever made it talks about how not being afraid to fail was a part of her success. It's through challenges and failures that we learn how to make prediction and pivot with confidence. And the last thing, number 7, find a mentorship program for women in energy. Mentorship is empowering for both the monitor and mentee. It can help you gain new focus, develop stronger results. Perhaps one of the most successful ways to attract women is through educating and guiding girls while they are in school. This is by helping them to know their potential and tendencies and to raise the ceiling of ambition and desire to participate in various aspects of economic development in the service of the nation. Perhaps one of the effective means to attract the female workforce is the presence of a successful female model in the industry, as this will serve as a role model and model to inspire girls to specialize in engineering science and support disciplines from geological science and important professional discipline, and to help girls reach leadership level in the energy industry.
To promoting equality between male and female in the energy sector. Attracting women talents. This is important to the sector. Therefore, attention must be paid to this aspect, as well as preserving their capabilities within this sector. We also need efforts that go beyond skills and training, which is the launch of new opportunities that are equal for both genders. Challenging culture and social norms, the woman in her own right must challenge the culture and social norms of the community by having her work does not different men because of the social and the cultural norms, and generalizing a perspective that takes into account gender difference through the development of exciting policies within the sector at all levels, and designing development training according to the need for technology, business, and leadership skills. Consequently, giving a woman an equal opportunity to express themselves and their quality within man leads to widening of the direction of advancement with regard to energy decision and of among the of investment. I show that in any project is to ensure that there is a common denominator between men and women. In short, greater participation of women in energy is a decisive matter for a success in building an inclusive energy system. Today, we are invited Noor Makki, a reservoir engineer from Z Food, to talk about her experience with working in the petroleum industry.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Before I start, I want to thank you, Fatma, and the SPE Basra for the invitation and this opportunity. I'm very grateful and happy to be with you in this event today. As Fatma introduced me, I'm Noor Makki, a reservoir engineer at Z Food, Zubair Field Operation Division. Work in the geoscience department, specifically in geological and reservoir study segment. I'm a member in the SPE since 2016 and graduated from the BUOG Basra University for Oil and Gas at 2018. I started to work with the BOC Z Food in August 2019.
Okay, Noor, thank you. We have some questions to ask you about your work. What is your role in the petroleum sector?
Well, women in general work in the offices. My work required using Petrel software, a Schlumberger software, to modeling and updating a dynamic reservoir model, which is needed for pressure analysis, production expectations, history matching, and developing strategies for the future. All of that can be obtained by data from real production operations to simulate the reservoir by Eclipse, which is a Schlumberger simulator. I want to highlight that the university prepared me very well to work as a reservoir engineer using Petrel and Eclipse by its labs and training and the professional lecturers.
Okay, Noor, and what is the positive and negative of work?
Actually, as a woman, it's not easy for you to have the trust of your responsible, as you said, girls, in work, even to act or to make a decision. And that's because of the regular thoughts of the Iraqi society who see no woman can do it as men and can't work as men. So women must work harder than men, learn faster, and be more confident with any decision she make, with showing the benefits from this decision to her management. Also, from the outside, no women can work in the race because of the culture of the society which vilify or reviews the overnight staying of women in the sites. So the managers did not make her work in these sites or race. But the positive point is you can always get help from your team or staff and have an answer for anything you're asking for. Also, a hardworking, persevering woman will get a help to develop her skills and capabilities from the management.
Okay, Noor, is working in the international company similar to working in the government sector or not?
Each of the international companies and the government sector have advantages and disadvantages. The government sector is more comfortable and helpful for a woman, but if you were a woman wanted to develop her skills faster, work in sites and rigs, and have more responsibilities with higher positions, the international companies provide you these opportunities because they don't see women can't do the job as men.
Noor, can you give an
Okay,
advice for the young women who's going to start work?
Okay, girls. First, be strong, confident, and have courage to give your opinion and make it yours. It's your opinion, not the thoughts of a famous or a group or the society. Even don't make it the opinion of all women because you're a special person with a special mind, differ from any other person, even if it's a woman. Second thing, always learn. Never be shy to ask because you think you are an employee and must know what is the work. Ask people from higher and lower positions with an experience. They will help you and give you the knowledge and a good information. This is all I have. I hope I never bored you.
Okay, thank you for your time. We were honored to attend you today. We benefited greatly from your experience and information. We wish you lasting success in the scientific and particular review.
Thank you, Fatma. Thank you again for the invitation. Regards.
Okay,
Negative
all right.
feedbacks that
You
stem
can talk.
from the energy. Negative feedbacks that stem from the energy sector not putting attention onto women's role. First, renewable energy manufacturers that do not pay attention to women's needs will be missing a huge potential market.
Second, energy policymakers who ignore women's need will be failing to make use of a powerful force for renewable energy development. Third, energy researchers who leave women out of energy research and analysis will be failing to understand a large part of energy competition and production. For donors who do not support gender-sensitive energy assistance will be overlooking one of their primary target groups. And finally, it is recommended that an international assessment of the state of knowledge on gender and energy in which researchers and participation come together is undertaken to move this important area towards. And finally, thank you for coming and for listening. We hope this information was beneficial and we all aspire to present the best in the future. Now, if you have a question or something to add, you can go ahead.
شكرا جزيلا لحضوركم اليوم بالفعالية، وانتظرونا إن شاء الله محاضرات جديدة، ونتمنى نكون قدمنا لكم أي فائدة، وشكرا جزيلا مرة أخرى.